All right, so today we're going to cover why you should have one of these in your toolbox if you make lures, especially buzzbaits or spinnerbaits. It's the little blue bender. All right, this is the little blue bender. You can pick it up at most online stores that supply lure components, like Barlow's. But it's got a couple pins here to bend wire, and you turn it with this arm down here, as you can see. Now, why would you want one of these? You can always buy our bend spinnerbait forms and such. Well, it gives you a little bit more freedom, and I'll show you why. Here we have the Ultra Spinner Jig model SJU3SA. And as you can see, it's got 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 ounce sizes. Now what you do is, just like any spinnerbait mold, you load it up with a hook and a wire form. You close it up, and then you ladle pour. Now when you ladle pour into the hole, though, you can see this wire is in the way. It makes it kind of a pain in the butt. It's one of the reasons you really shouldn't use a bottom spout on a lead pot, instead using the ladle. But as you can see, it's still difficult to get in. You got to kind of hold it sideways. And I end up with some incomplete pours that way. So what I started to do was, instead of using that spinnerbait form, and this is an old piece here, so it's kind of beat up, but I started using straight wire forms. And what that does is it opens me up to being able to use a couple different methods. And I use the blue bender for that. So let me get set up there. All right, as you can see, you got the 2 pins here. Now, I mounted mine flush. If I were to do it again, I would mount it a little bit above the board, because as you can see, there's some thickness here. When you lay this here, it goes across and it's not quite in the pins. So take a little bit of advice, mount it a little bit higher. If I hadn't glued these boards together so well, I just take off this particle board here above the plywood. But here's what you do. You get your wire, and you get in between the 2 pins, okay? As you can see, it can turn here. And then you just simply wrap it around. Till they touch, and you're done. Now, I usually will push it down a little bit to give that nice Y, but now I've got a spinnerbait, just like anything else. However, I can make it longer if I want to, experiment with different angles. I can make it even super short if I wanted to. I'm not sure why I'd want to on that, but that's a really nice thing about this. The other nice thing is, I'm using a spinnerbait mold, but since I'm using a straight shaft, I can now take it up here, put it right in there like that, as you can see, and bend it. And now I have the start of a buzzbait. I can vary the length any way I want to on the front arm, and also in the back. Now, if I was doing a buzzbait, I'd probably go a little bit farther out here and bring it to about right there, so the prop is right above the head, or actually a little bit in front of it and everything. But that is why I got one of these. Again, they're about 25 bucks, so they're not going to break the bank, and it does open you up to a lot more possibilities. So there you have it, the little blue bender. Hope you enjoy it, and tight lines, everyone. Oh, and I almost forgot to add, if you like these videos, please subscribe, hit notifications, and I'm going to be putting out a lot more. Unfortunately, the fishing part of my videos, well, it's winter here. I'm kind of stuck inside, so bear with me on that one. All right, have a great night. Thank you.